know, I told him, maybe I'm waiting on
Let's
him.
go ahead and start, and this is kind of just the points if you forget. Basically, who are you? Where are you from?
My name is Denzel Lee. I live in Marietta. Moved here from Hawaii.
I'm Alex, this is John. We live in downtown LA. I am actually from Kentucky, been in LA for 6 years. John was born in La Quinta.
My name is Walia. I live in La Quinta. One time when I was diagnosed with MS, in the first year I couldn't walk or drive, and I found myself becoming more and more reclusive. So I got a service dog that was a golden, and it really got me out of the house and really changed my life. And now I'm a walking, talking, and you wouldn't think I have MS.
I'm Debbie. This is my husband Lars. We're from Lake Forest, and we had a golden retriever several years ago that was just a wonderful addition to our life. Because I did a lot of research online, and Shadow Mountain just seemed to be the best place. It was local, and I just feel lucky that we found you guys.
So I'm Lenny, this is my wife Katie Monster, and we're from Encino, California. So I personally wanted a golden ever since I was little. This is a childhood dream. I don't know, it just seemed like the perfect dog to me.
I'm Melissa, this is Anthony. We live out in Corona. We had the golden the whole time the kids were growing. And Shadow Mountain, I just researched online, and you guys definitely had a lot of good reviews, and you know, it just seemed like a good fit. I talked to Tina a little bit. And
So we don't want to sell you a dog unless you feel comfortable with us, our dog, our family, what we're doing here. So
I'm Kevin, I'm from Cerritos, and my family should be coming to this park.
okay, you can embarrass them when they walk in.
So, it's 4 boys.
He's just introducing you guys. Come on in.
Introduce. We're going
It's myself. I've been doing Goldens for probably about 30 years. I'm not going to give you all the details. Some of it you can read on my website. I used to work for Dr. Butchko. I was a veterinary technician, and I did that before I got married and as we were married. And then just loved the breed. It was always my favorite breed. And it's really something really neat that my wife, I've been blessed where she can be at home, stay-at-home mom, but she runs a business, does school schedules, does a lot. She really, really helps me. As you guys know, you talk to her mostly on the customer service end. Family, you know, I've got Tina and Christy and Holly and Nikki K and Alyssa and Derek, and he's part golden retriever because he was born the same time we had a litter, and Tina and was nursing Derek as Princess was nursing her, and they were bonding. So he just thinks it's normal to have golden retriever puppies. He's even got the blonde hair. So, but obviously there's a lot of work behind the scenes that isn't so glamorous, and so we all kind of have a part of social media, the advertising, the feeding, the cleaning, the shots, all this. So all of my children take a role in that because your puppy is going to come very socialized. From day one, they're held, they're played with, and that's really key. I'm going to touch on that later for you guys. Goldens need that socialization, and they just love attention. A little bit about I'm just going to hit some highlights. If you guys have questions, again, feel free to ask. We do have a business license from the city of Moreno Valley. We're not a backyard breeder and doing this, you know, undercover. They know about it. Our license is on our website. We can show that to you. We're also members of the Golden Retriever Club of America. You can go on their website as well. They have what they call a code of ethics. I'm not going to give you all that, but there's certain things you have to stand by. There's certain standards, temperament, look, build, whatever. And I should never knowingly breed a dog that has genetic issues. We try to do it the right way. We also, all of our dogs are AKC registered, obviously, and we have the AKC come here and visit our site. Because I don't have anything to hide. If we're doing something that we need to improve on, just tell me and we'll do it. And so I encourage people to come and look at our site and give us, you know, some recommendations. And all of our breeding stock are health tested. As you guys know, golden retrievers have some certain genetic issues that they're just specific towards goldens, and they're very active dogs, and hip dysplasia is one of them, and elbows, and their heart and their eyes. So all of our dogs are certified by the OFA or CERF, the Canine Eye Registry Foundation. So we try to at least minimize the risk and do what we can to get your chances of a healthy dog better. But even if something happens, we hope that you still stand behind it and do what you can. We claim our income. We have a health guarantee on all of our dogs that basically covers genetic things. Anything that would be my fault from breeding. Now, if your dog gets worms or a parasite, gets hit by a car, that's something that's not in our control. But if it had a genetic heart defect or it had severe hip dysplasia, we do have a health guarantee. You can bring any dog back to us, and we will give you another dog at no charge from the future litter. A lot of people don't do that because you've already fallen in love with the dog, and now you've had it for a year and it has this thing. So we allow you to make that decision. We will give you the money back. If you decide not to do that, it's in our health contract. We'll give you 50% of the purchase price of the dog, and you can still keep the dog. A little bit of our facility. We have a 1 acre property here. Most of it goes up the hill behind us. We have a gate and we can hike the dog. Some of you have seen our videos, our YouTube videos and stuff on that. We also have 2 large dog runs, a puppy run over here. If we're having a barbecue or we have people over and we don't want the dogs just running everywhere, we can put them up. All of our dogs, our puppies are born in the house. We have a litter. We just moved. It's in the garage. It was just born on Tuesday. And basically 4 to 6 weeks or 5 weeks, they live in the house and they're under constant surveillance and care. And then weather permitting, we move them outside. I like to experience them to different textures and grass and gravel and dirt. I think it's good for them inside and outside. As I mentioned before, and you guys know they've had Goldens, they're super adaptable. We've got Goldens that live in Mammoth. They live on horse ranches, acres, and they run the streams and the hills. And we have people that live downtown LA in a little apartment. They adapt. They're very adaptable. The key is this: they need exercise. So if you're not an active family, then it's probably not the dog for you. Goldens can get overweight, so especially if you're going to keep it in a house all the time in a small area, walk it to the park. Take it outside. But they can live inside, outside, whatever works for your schedule. They do really adapt to your schedule. And the other thing is just don't ignore them. We do breed for temperament. A Golden by nature is going to be very athletic and curious and active, but they shouldn't be hyper and high strung. Just really jumping on y'all. A lot of that we breed for temperament, but the other part is you guys too. If you ignore a dog, then you can actually affect their personality, and it can become more agitated because they just want to please. That's why they do so well in a lot of the field trials and conformations and obedience, and that's why they're therapy dogs, so they just want to please. They're super easy to train. So what I'd encourage you to do once you take it home, when the appropriate time is right and they have their shots, take it to a puppy class at PetSmart or whatever, somewhere, and just, if nothing else, they're training you too. It's not just the puppy, how to work with the dog, and they socialize with other dogs, but socialization is huge. Take your dog to dog parks, to the beach, around people. Again, use our website as a resource, shadowmountaingoldens.com, and then we have social media. If you're not following us already, Instagram gets a lot more updated than my website. It's just a lot easier for me to take my smartphone and post a picture, video, and I need to do a better job on the website. Okay, a little bit about our dogs. We have 7, so making it 7, and you'll meet all these dogs here in a little bit. We want to have a line that's going to be good for a lot of years, but don't have a lot of genetic issues. 1, 2, 1, 5.
Yeah! You'll be needing that.
Yes.
You got one from this litter, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
Oh, thank you.
Paul?